Hey, today we are making a peach streusel breakfast cake. I can't say it to save my life. Hi, I'm Carolyn, and this is the Chili Bakes gluten-free YouTube and podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you haven't been here before, thank you so much for watching. I'm the gluten-free baker who makes things so good you don't miss the wheat. At least that's what my kids told me. And today we're making a breakfast cake that's amazing. It takes a little time to bake, so you might want to plan ahead, or maybe it should be called a brunch cake because you probably don't want to get up so early to have to bake it. So let's get to baking. Let's make the streusel topping. It's 3/4 of a cup of cup-for-cup multi-purpose flour. And then in this dish we have a 1/4 cup of blanched almond flour, 2 teaspoons of sweet rice flour to help hold it together better, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Mix that a little bit. So this is 1/2 teaspoon of cardamom that's ground up and 1/2 teaspoon of ginger. Then we're going to mix in the butter. This is supposed to be softened, but I got a little carried away there. And we're just going to mix it and it'll be kind of crumbly. Is this going to be one of those baking days? Maybe, because I totally just forgot the brown sugar. I thought, why does this look so strange? Yeah. And also, while we're at it, I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon more of ginger and cardamom each, because I don't think it's going to be spicy. You just want to make sure there's no big brown sugar lumps. And it should smell good and spicy. Let's smell. Oh yeah, that smells great. So this is done. And we're going to set this aside. All right, let's get started with the dry. We have 1 3/4 cups cup multi-purpose flour. Here's a 1/4 cup blanched almond flour, a little bit of protein. I just like adding it. I think it makes the texture of my cakes way better. And then we have in here 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of sweet rice flour. And we're just going to whisk this to combine, and then we're done. Let's start the let's start the wet ingredient. 1/2 cup of butter softened and 1 cup of granulated sugar. Let's cream this. It's slightly fluffier, and I did scrape the bowl once, which is exactly what we're looking for. We're going to set this aside, and then we're going to mix the egg, which is 1 egg. If you're not good at cracking, don't crack it into the bowl. And then we need 1 egg yolk, so we're going to crack this out of the bowl. And if you just fish that sucker out, you're going to have to get your hands dirty when you bake it. A 1/4 cup of 1/2 and 1/2, which if you don't have it, I buy cream, not 1/2 and 1/2. It's 1/2 cream and 1/2 milk. And then a 1/4 cup applesauce. That applesauce helps it stay moist without being too oily. And then we're going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a 1/4 teaspoon is what I'm going to, of almond. I like almond with peach, but you don't want too much almond, so we're just going to do a teeny bit. All right, we're going to whisk this together, and it's going to look weird with the applesauce. There's nothing I can say about that. We're going to set that aside. Let's talk about the peaches. I do have 2 peach varieties, this one which is slightly furry, and this one which was so dang furry. You can peel them or not. That's totally up to you. This is the super hairy guy. Oh my gosh, look at this guy. There's 2 kinds of peaches, cling and freestone, which means you can get it out easily or not. Oh my gosh, it looks like a good peach, though. I'm going to eat a piece. So, I think it's kind of hairy. So I'm going to try to peel these because I don't want that much fur in my cake. I'm going to have 2 cups in no time. I'm just going to cut short of the pit so I don't have to deal with that. I was cutting this one off camera. What the heck? See, this is why people don't like peaches. This isn't not cool. You can't use this thing at all. It is gross. Let's try this one. Thank God. We just cut them in 1/2 inch chunks. I'm not exact. I just want it to cook well. If you want to garnish the top, you might want to save some peach slices for that. So many peaches. 2 cups here. This is a crazy 2-cup measure. Oh my gosh, this is almost exact. What the heck? I'm never exact. I don't know how that happened. I'm going to add a squeeze of lemon just to give a little bit more contrasty flavor and a little bit of zest. Just enough where you don't really know you have lemon zest, but maybe 1/2 teaspoon. Now let's put this cake together. Let's add 1/2 the dry. Okay, so my camera shut off here, but I did add the wet ingredients. We're going to add the rest of the dry, and we're going to switch to the Dutch whisk here. This is a really thick batter. We're going to pour in the fruit. It's going to add a lot of moisture. I'm going to try not to break the peaches up too much. All right, we're going to stop there. Here's my pan. I did line it with parchment. You don't have to do that. It just makes taking the cake out easier. What I do is I butter the pan with butter, and then I press the parchment in it, and it sticks really nicely so it doesn't come out when you're trying to put the batter in the pan. Just put a layer of cake. We're going to take some of the streusel business right in here. Oh yeah. And then more cake. Streusel on the top. We're just gonna streusel the crud out of it. And then I'm just gonna press it into the cake a little bit. We're gonna keep you bumpy. All right, I did cut up some thin nectarine. Can I make this look normal? Okay, this is going in the oven at 350 in the center rack. And we're gonna bake it for probably, 45 minutes. Okay, this is out of the oven. Whoa. Let's make sure it's done. This is the first time I've made it with peaches. I've made it with blackberries. I've made it with cranberries. I've made it with apples. Anyway, this one took forever to bake. It baked in an hour and a half instead of the 50 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes I was expecting. So this is just a really important lesson in baking. The baking times are approximate. They're based on what you usually expect. Your ingredients temperatures matter. The oven you have matters. The pan you use, the type of pan. So all that goes into making things bake long or shorter. Knowing when something is done is actually more important than having a time. I always check mine a little early, and you want to know when to start checking, what to expect, but sometimes it's totally different. So this thing took forever to bake. An hour and a half is crazy long time, but when you test it and it comes out with I don't use toothpicks, I use the skewer. When the skewer has like a few moist crumbs on it instead of batter, then it's done. So it's got this nice bumpily business, which is all the streusel. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. You can smell the cardamom and the ginger, which is so good with peaches. We're gonna put some powdered sugar. And let's put a whole bunch of ripe sliced fruit in the middle. Lavender on it, that looks pretty, even though there's no lavender in the cake. Or you could do it this way. I haven't decided. That's just a little pretty mint. Oh my gosh, look at all those peaches. Holy smokes. I probably shouldn't just take a bite, but guess what? Wow. That is really moist, really good. And where the cake is brown on the edge, it's actually a really good brown flavor. It's a little bit heavy from all the peaches. It's just a lot of moist fruit, but it is delicious. It's really good with the fresh fruit on top because it's a little bit tart. This is a really good bake. Perfect for a summer breakfast. Thank you so much for joining me in the kitchen. I hope you enjoyed this bake as much as I did. It was so good. I'm gonna finish this piece. You guys have a good day. Until next time, bake something gluten-free and delicious. I'm stuffing my face.